just cut my fingernails. Can't get this thing open.
Amateur. You know, calloused finger, calloused pointer to do it. Went through a phase in college where I just opened it with my mouth.
Yeah.
Popped it. Yeah.
How are you, Michael?
Good, Edward. How about yourself?
I'm doing very well. Episode 7.
Made it
Here
to
we
7, baby. Lucky number 7. How's the week?
Good week so far.
Yeah.
It's been very rainy here in Atlanta.
Today's is nasty, but it's warm though. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take warm and rainy versus cold and rainy for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So the week started off Super Bowl Sunday.
Yep.
The Kansas City Chiefs did exactly what I said they were going to do. They
American
won by
champions.
2 scores, and they are the world champions because they're the best football team in the entire world.
Yeah, we're not going to go down that rabbit hole again.
No. So we watched the
you know how I feel.
parade yesterday, the World Championship parade for the Chiefs. And Ed once again made his asinine argument that the Chiefs weren't the world champions because they didn't play everyone in the world. And so I'm waiting for the North Korean football team to show up for our real showdown at Arrowhead and see who the true champions are. So,
Okay, you win your division. No,
Yep.
you win your conference.
Yep.
You're conference champs.
conference champions. Yep.
Right. You're playing against 3 other teams who have a chance to be the
What's your division?
NFC South Conference champ. Okay. I get that. You win that. You're the conference champs. Then you go to
No, so that was the division. Then you go to the conference.
whatever.
Sure.
You win that. You're conference champs.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you play against the other team in the other conference.
Correct. In the Super Bowl.
So you go from being divisional champs to conference champs.
Correct.
Then you win one more game, and all of a sudden, you're the world champs.
If that game is the Super Bowl, you are correct. You are the world champs. If it's
You're
the
the Super
state,
Bowl
if
champs.
it's the state high school championship game, then you're the state champs. But if it's the NFL, which is the premier football league in the world, and you are the best team in the best league in the world, you become the world champ. That's how it goes.
Yeah, well.
So
is by that theory, if America is the best at everything,
that's not true. I didn't say that. You guys have, what is that game with the sticks where you throw the hard ball at each other? Not baseball. Cricket, right? So you have that. What else do you guys have?
yeah, and in that,
Yeah.
they have a World Cup where all the teams in the world have a chance to play in it.
Sure. And if you're good at American football and you live in Russia, you will come to the United States to play American football, and then you can play in the NFL, and you can have an opportunity to become a world champ.
Well, by your theory, I think Trump should be world leader.
Should be the king of the world?
Yeah, why not?
Well, I mean,
Just be in charge of
I
everything.
think of some reasons. why
Oh,
not.
well,
All right.
Anyway.
Enough of that. What did you think of the game?
it was fun. It was exciting. I liked it.
Yeah, it was a good game. It was competitive. Good
Was.
offense. Good, exciting at the end.
Yeah.
Most exciting part of the game, Ed?
Probably when I had my second vodka soda.
The second one.
For
Yeah,
me.
I think that's when things get a little hazy. I like the halftime show. What do you think about the halftime show?
Yeah, I like that. I was a fan personally.
I agree.
I actually, you were there too,
Yep.
but I sat next to my mother during that.
Yes. What
And,
was Jenny's reaction?
She said, "Ooh, that's a bit inappropriate." She
My-
said, "There's a lot of hip thrusting."
My 6-year-old daughter said the exact same thing. It's so inappropriate. And she went to school on Monday, and I talked to her Monday night. I said, "What did you guys talk about at school today? Did you talk about the Super Bowl?" "Daddy, we talked about how inappropriate the halftime show was. Jennifer Lopez and Shakira are so inappropriate." And then I got to work, and Yanina's been playing Jennifer Lopez all week long. So I feel like I'm at Italian Delight in 1999, listening to this J-Lo.
Yeah. Anyway,
And then we had the parade, the celebratory World Championship parade yesterday.
yep.
That was fun.
World champion parade.
Yeah. So I looked at flights just out of curiosity to Kansas City to leave here on Tuesday and to come back today. $875 round trip. And I texted Whiskey Roy and I said, "Hey, what's the weather going to be in Kansas City tomorrow?" He said, "Cold and snow." I said, "Well, I'll be watching it on TV." And then he said, I'm going to go to your sister's place downtown and stand on the roof. That's what they did for the Royals parade in 2015. And I said, Roy, she doesn't live there anymore. And he goes, it's going to be really weird for the people who do.
Give it a go.
So,
Why not? I booked a flight yesterday, Michael.
yeah, you did.
So I'm playing in a golf tournament with my dad. Starts on Monday, April the 6th. And I was going to fly out on Saturday.
In England.
In England.
Yes.
You leave, Atlanta on Saturday afternoon. You get into London Sunday morning. Perfect. Have a day to, adjust and then go play in the golf tournament. But some very, very good friends of ours, Miranda and Wyatt, are going to get married on the Saturday the 4th. So I can't fly out on that Saturday, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And so the soonest I can fly out is Sunday, which means that I'm basically going to land in London after a 9-hour flight and then go play golf. So I decided, let's see how much first class tickets are,
More than $875.
Usually fairly pricey, usually about 10 grand. And I go on there and I'm like, Sunday to Sunday, $3,000 for first class. Boom. Sold. Have some of that. And then my wife called me about 10 minutes after that and said, I know you're going to be in London, but, obviously we've got Easter on that Sunday. And then I looked at the dates and then I realized they were probably on special because no decent person would spend their Easter on a plane.
Yep.
Which brings us to religion.
Yes. Let's tackle that one.
Well, I'll give you an angle here.
Okay.
It's been raining a lot. I was thinking about Noah's Ark today.
Okay.
Do you think there were woodpeckers on the Ark? And if so, where did he put them?
A cage, a bird cage. No?
Maybe.
It had birds. It was only 40 days, though. So, how much? It's a huge ass ark. How much damage can a couple woodpeckers do in 40 days?
Okay.
You ever have woodpeckers at your house or anything?
Yeah.
We had a house that we were renting for a while, and it was like wood siding, and the knots over time would either get pecked out by the woodpeckers or whatever, and we would know it was that spring was coming because a family of birds would nest in the friggin' wall that separated like my bedroom from the outside, and you'd hear birds, little baby birds. It was terrible. It's not fun. And then the squirrels would get in, and you'd hear the squirrels clawing around on the other side of the wall. So I got my BB gun. I sat down on the back deck and just wait for them to pop their little heads out and take shots at them. And I didn't get any. So Baker, your conservationist, the furries, all that. I didn't get any squirrels, but I scared them. So
there you go.
Yeah.
So back to Noah.
Noah in the ark.
Let's just start with that. That story's true. All of them are true, right? Yeah. If that's,
yeah.
What did the animals eat?
Hay?
What did the tigers eat?
I don't know.
They would have eaten the other animals.
I wasn't there. I don't know what they ate.
Anyway,
well, they have their own cages. No, I would imagine that they had to have their own cages of some sort, their own lair.
Did they have cages back then?
They had a friggin' ark. I imagine they could have made a cage.
You think?
No, we should watch a movie with Gladiator on it and see what he did.
Okay. All right. That should answer it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about it. I'm going to try and get something out of you on religion today.
Yeah.
Well, here's my thing about religion. If you go with one of the religions, right?
Just gotta hope you pick the right one.
Well, if you go with one of them, it means that all the other ones are wrong.
Correct.
All right. That was the only question I had.
Yeah. So I think that it's good to have something to believe in. It's good to have something to hope for. It's good to have something to aspire to be or a way to be. And if your religion teaches you those things and helps you navigate that path, God bless you. If it asks you to strap a bomb to yourself and go blow some people up, it's not the kind of religion I'm down with.
All right. Do you believe in life after death, Michael?
I hope for it.
Me too.
I hope for it.
I mean, I hope I'm going to win the Mega Ball tonight as well.
Yeah.
But it's unlikely because I
buy
haven't
a
bought a ticket.
Yeah.
But oh yeah, I hope for lots of things.
Yeah,
I wish I was about 3 inches taller, 6'3". That would have been nice.
Yeah, I've been this height for a while now. I'm kind of used to it. I don't know what I do. It's kind of like having hair, you know. So our buddy JP, we had a conference call probably about a year and a half ago. He goes, "Hey, you gotta call me after this call, video call." I'm like, all right, so I call him. He goes, "Hey," he goes, "Did you notice on the call today how thick my hair is looking?" Like, I did not notice. I did not notice at all. He goes, "Man, I got this stuff. My wife got me this stuff, and I tell you, my hair's coming in thicker than ever now."
Nice, good for JP.
He goes, I can hook you up. And I said, honestly, bro, I don't even know what I've had no hair for so long. I don't even know if I'd want it. I don't know what I would do with it. It sounds to me like it'd be a pain in the ass. We're going through time management today, and I'm like, all right, my morning routine does not consist of combing my hair.
Yeah, but you have to shave it.
I shave it every day. Yeah, it takes me 2 minutes.
So while you're shaving your head, I'm combing my hair.
Yeah, but then you got to put product and stuff in it. That was always a big pain in my ass. And I don't know. And then God forbid you sweat and it gets in your eyes and burns your eyes.
That's what your eyebrows are for. That is specifically what eyebrows are for, to stop
your hair product from getting in your eyes.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know, man. Like, remember in high school, football season, you want to have your hair spiked up nice, for school, and then you put a damn helmet on and you start sweating and your eyes sting, and sounds like a pain in the ass to me.
Well, that's why you have eyebrows. Yeah, they're just, why else do you have eyebrows? They're just a border to stop sweat and stuff going into your eyeballs.
I wonder what the evolution of eyebrows was. Like, man, look at that guy with the eyebrows over there. Let's go have his babies.
Maybe.
Perhaps. Evolution. Coronavirus. We talked about that last week, getting a little bit more serious.
Yeah. Some Chinese doctor died today, I think.
The guy who's trying to warn him about coronavirus died of the coronavirus. That's how movies start.
Yeah.
And then you end up with Will Smith talking to his dog.
I have a theory that it's actually fairly accurate, I think. That everything that happens in movies, like 10, 20 years ago, happens in real life later.
Why? You think it's because we put it out in the atmosphere and people subconsciously work towards it?
Yeah, so this coronavirus, what was that movie? I forget which one it was, but basically massive virus. Everyone basically died, apart from a couple of people. Sad.
It was I Am Legend with Fresh Prince there.
Oh, yeah.
That was, I don't know what the heck kind of virus it was. Turned people into zombies there.
Oh, that's right. It was sad when he had to shoot his dog.
That's why I didn't watch the movie forever. I was living with KG at the time. He's like, I got to watch the movie. I'm like, no, I'm not going to watch the damn movie because I know what happens. He kills the dog, and I don't want that kind of negativity in my life. So I refuse to watch that shit. I have zero desire to watch things that don't make me happy. Like, Amanda wants to watch This Is Us all the time. Why? It's going to make you fucking cry. Why would you want to do that?
Well, it's good to have emotion.
Grey's Anatomy. And I watched probably 2 episodes with her. And you end up crying. Why would you choose to subject yourself to something every week at the same time that is going to fucking make you sad and cry?
Maybe it's the law of relativity. After you've cried, you get back to normal, but you actually feel better. Because now you're not crying anymore.
Yeah, maybe.
Could be it.
Messed up way to operate. When I was a kid, I watched Saved by the Bell. And when I knew Zach Morris was about to get in trouble, I'd change the channel. I don't need that kind of negativity in my life. I don't want to watch that. I don't need to see Mr. Belding come down on him. Get out of here. So, not my thing. Not my thing.
You do lots of things that make you unhappy, though.
I feel like right now might cloth.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's funny. So we got our buddy. We got a couple of guests in the house today. So we've got Janine from Mexico. We've got Victor from Sweden. We've got Baker from Comic-Con over here. And and then we've got Eddie from England and me from America.
You're in the minority.
I am. Holy cow.
In fact, we could probably have a football game right now, and whoever won could probably call themselves the world champion.
It would probably be me because I'm American. Soccer would probably be Vic. He's a soccer
Oh,
guy
sorry.
from
It's called.
Europe.
We actually call it football.
You might win.
Because it's
you
a
might,
game
you
with
might
a
win
ball that
cricket
you kick with your
title
foot.
here. Mhm.
Yeah.
So, when we used to play bumper pool, Edward, remember?
Do I remember? I'm the all-time world champion.
Oh, you are. You beat everyone in the world.
Yeah.
I was the first ever bumper pool world champion.
It was you versus your roommate who had no coordination and the dog.
He was the clumsiest son of a bitch of all time. We had some good stories of old KG dropping shit and knocking things over. Like, if he was sitting here for the last 7 episodes,
he would have knocked over 4 beers at least.
Minimum 4 beers spilled.
Laptop would be toast.
Yep.
I remember one time I was sitting on a plane and KG was getting on. He had a bag in one arm, one shoulder. He had a cup of coffee in the other hand. And I said to Kelly, I go, watch this. He's gonna bump into somebody or something's gonna happen. And sure enough, he got to his seat and absolutely cracked his head on the overhead bin and then threw his coffee all over the person that was sitting there. I was like, told you. Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
I remember one time watching KG at a wedding reception and he tried to sneak past this ginormous plastic tree and knocked it over. But the tree was up high and people were down below eating. And he did everything in his power to catch that tree.
But he's not coordinated enough to catch it.
Yeah, it was fantastic. What are you going to do?
That's wonderful.
What are you going to do?
What else we got? What else we got going on here?
You know what? I was thinking about this last week. I was chatting. I may have been chatting to Vic, actually. You recently had a young lady in your business whose name was Sunshine Brightly.
I did.
That was her name.
That was her name. Sunshine Brightly.
And I remember thinking to myself just now, that's unfortunate. I would have been upset with my parents if they'd have called me Sunshine Brightly. But then I thought about this. If I could choose my own name now, what would I have called myself?
Yeah.
What would you have called yourself?
So we have this conversation, when you start having kids, the topic of names becomes a pretty hot topic.
Yeah.
I'm a traditionalist. I like normal names. You remember old George Carlin talking about names? And
I don't remember that.
Oh, it's great. You got to check it out.
Okay.
But he says, you got Mikey and Nicky and Joey and Billy, and then you line them up if they're going to fight against Blaine and Blake and Blair. Who's going to win that fucking fight?
It's true.
And that was the battle we had, Amanda and I, with the name. She wanted to name Mikey like Easton or Walker.
Yeah,
like,
Kelly wanted
names.
to call Jack Bear.
Yeah,
no chance.
Those are last names, first off, right? And then you can't have like 2 last names. Just like you can't have 2 first names. What's your name? Mike Sean. That's not a fucking name, right? You have a last name and a first name, one of each, right? And then a middle name if you're lucky. So I would pick a traditional name. My dad is Michael. I'm Michael. My son is Michael. Not very creative.
No.
So I would go that route. So I'd probably be Mike Palumbo.
Oh, you'd stick with Mike Palumbo?
I don't have any reason to change. What about you?
Well, to your point, we went through the name game. One of my favorite names is Charles. But you go by Charlie for short.
Oh, yeah, well, so that's another thing, too.
Although I think there's just as many letters in Charlie as there is Charles.
Yeah.
So, whatever.
Yeah.
Charlie.
Amanda was like, well, we could name him Michael Joseph and call him Joey. Well, why don't we just fucking call him Joey then? Let's just name him that. Okay, so yeah, it was a hot topic. Vic has the best name I know. Close. Well, actually, there's one other guy who had a great name. Victor is Magnus Victor Olin. Magnus is a strong ass name, but he doesn't like when I call him Magnus because his dad is Magnus.
I feel like I used to have some Trojan Magnus.
Magnus Olins?
Yes.
No, it means the great in Latin.
It means the great. Yeah. See? Look at that. It's a strong name.
I missed the mark on that one.
The only name.
He should have been called Sunshine.
There's this guy I worked with in Kansas City. His name was Dirk Manley. That was a strong ass name. Dirk Manley. He had a solid like flat top too, like
What-
as any Dirk Manley should.
What was that? What was that game we used to play back in the day? Your porn star name would be the name of your first ever pet.
First pet in the street you grew up on, right?
Is that what it is?
Yeah. That was Duke Hunter.
I'm a
Strong name.
Trixie Church.
It's fitting. Takes back to religion.
Here we are. How did that happen?
Trixie Church, the porn star.
Yeah.
Google her.
Yeah.
Wait, so we're doing some karaoke tonight.
Oh, you are?
the
Nice.
Office night, and I know that you're quite the showman on stage.
Yeah, I have an alter ego. His name's Richie Chivers.
Yep.
First ever British-born country music star.
Does an amazing Wonderwall.
Yeah, does a few things. Usually after about 8 beers, that's usually when he
It's the
is
sweet spot.
activated.
When he shows up.
Yeah.
It's like Whiskey Roy. It was my buddy Roy. Roy's a great son of a bitch. He'll give you the shirt off his back. He's actually taken the shirt and pants and shoes off of himself and walked his ass home a few times. But
I was there one night.
once Roy gets a sniff of whiskey, he is no longer Roy. He is now Whiskey Roy.
And what happens?
It's a transformation. Like remember Lou Ferrigno, Incredible Hulk? Bruce Banner would just turn into a totally different person. That's Roy and Whiskey Roy. And we don't have enough time. We could do a whole season talking about Roy stories. But I remember one night in Kansas City. It's probably one of my favorite Roy stories. We'd go to this place called the Dark Horse Tavern on Friday night. They had what they called Power Hour, and it ran from 8 to 10. You paid $10 at the door.
So it was 2 hours.
It was 2
Power
hours.
2 hours.
Power 2 hours. They call it Power Hour. Yeah. So you paid $10 at the door, and it was all you could drink for
Boom.
2 hours.
Go.
Right. And so Roy,
What could possibly go wrong?
regular Roy, and we're gonna go to the Dark Horse. We're gonna meet his buddy Joe from college, who I'd never met before. Right. And we're gonna go hit the Dark Horse, and then it's down in this little area called Westport in Kansas City, where there's tons of bars and restaurants. We'll start off at the Dark Horse, and we'll make our way around. Roy and I were roommates at the time. So we go to the Dark Horse, and within 20 minutes, the switch is flipped, and now I'm dealing with Whiskey Roy. It's not regular Roy anymore, right? So we do the Power Hour.
Probably not regular Michael either.
No, it wasn't, but not as scary. So Power Hour is over. We end up going across the street to a bar called Harpo's, and then we go down the street to Kelly's, right? And I've just met this dude, Joe, so it's me and Joe and Roy. And then it's, probably midnight, a little after, and I got a Power Hour did it to me, right? So I walk back to our apartment and pass out. And then I get woken up. It's the summertime, and so I hear banging on the apartment door.
Oh, I thought you went out to Power Hour like the spring, and you went back and you woke up and it was the summertime.
Summertime, yeah. It was,
Damn, you guys!
What an
went
hour!
hard.
What an hour! But it was probably 6:30. Yeah, maybe a little bit. It was probably 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, banging on my door. So I go and I open the blinds next to the door, and there's Whiskey Roy standing there. He's got the same shirt. He was wearing a red and like a Where's Waldo red and white polo shirt, right? Same sandals that he had on the night before, and nothing else. And he's pulling the front of his shirt down to cover up his junk.
The old twig and berries.
So it's 6:30 in the morning, broad daylight, summertime, broad daylight. I open the door, and we lived in a pretty busy part of town. I open up the door, and I go, "What happened?" He goes, "I was at the bar." Where are your fucking pants? I was at the bar. And then he just kind of like hung his head in shame and walked down the hallway to his room with his ass sticking out. I'm like, what? Jesus Christ. Right? And so, so 3 hours later, noon or whatever, he comes out of his room and I'm like, you want to go get some food? He goes, yeah, I don't have my wallet. Where's your wallet? In my pants. Where are your pants? I don't know. Where's your cell phone? In my pants. Jesus Christ. So I go and buy him one, and I'm like, what happened last night? I left you at Kelly's. You and Joe were at Kelly's. Everything seemed okay. What happened? He goes, man, and the last thing I remember, we were at Johnny Dare's bar, which was right next to Kelly's, or the old disc jockey in Kansas City. We were at Johnny Dare's bar. And I go, shit, Roy. So we get some food, which I buy because he doesn't have his wallet, doesn't have anything. And then we're like, let's go see if we find your pants. And so we go on a mission. We're in Westport, and we park the car. We're getting out. We're going into bars, asking if anyone's seen his pants. We actually, oddly enough, we found a pair of pants in the field that was between our apartment and the bar, but they weren't his. So someone else had the same problem that night. So finally, Roy, I think I was going to see my mom and dad that afternoon or whatever. I'm like, I got to go see my parents. I go, I'll just drop you off, and we're gonna have to chalk this one up as a loss here. And we'd called his buddy Joe from my phone to see if Joe knew anything, and he left him a voicemail. So I dropped Roy off, and I'm going to drive to my mom and dad's house, and phone rings. It's Joe, and I go, Joe, this is gonna sound weird. Roy showed up at the house at 6:30 this morning with no pants. You don't happen to know where his pants are, do you? And Joe goes, oh man. He goes, last I saw Roy, we were at the Point. So the Point is a total different bar in a total other part of town, right? It's not even like in the same area. Like you'd have to drive to get there, right? And Roy didn't have a car. And he goes, yeah, last I remember, Roy, we were at the Point. I was talking to a couple buddies of mine, and Roy was surrounded by a group of dudes. I hope it didn't go south for him. So I'm thinking in my head, like, all right, so I left him in Westport. Roy told me that he remembers walking up the hill from the plaza, which is a totally different. So to come back to our place, he was walking from a totally different direction, like north and south, right? We were north, apartments in the middle. He remembers walking up the hill from the south. The Point is far to the west, right? But it happened to be on my way to my mom and dad's house. So I pull into the parking lot, and in my head, I'm like, he pissed himself. He took his pants off, and he threw them in the dumpster or something because he was embarrassed, right? And then he walked home and got lost. So I'm in the parking lot, and I'm like looking around. I'm looking underneath cars. I'm calling his cell phone. And I'm like, all right, well, if his cell phone rings, I'll be able to hear it, and I can find his pants.
Oh, that was good
right?
thinking.
And then I'm like, let me go inside and see if anyone in here saw anything, right? So now it's 2:00 on a Saturday afternoon. I walk into the bar, and the bartender's standing there, and there's no one else in the whole place. And I go, hey man, I got a weird question for you. My buddy was here last night, and he lost his pants. Because you didn't happen to see anybody's pants anywhere, did you? And the dude just looks at me with like total utter disgust, because he, in his head, obviously he thought it was me. And I was like, my buddy lost his pants, right? And he just looks at me, doesn't say anything. He walks around the back of the bar to the little door behind the bar, and then he comes back around holding a fucking pair of jeans in his hand. And he hands them. He goes, "Is this them?" And I think then he realized they weren't mine, because Roy's 6'4" and I'm not. I'm looking in the pocket. There's Roy's wallet, all of his money, his cell phone, everything's there. And I look at him. I look at the bartender. I go, "What happened, man?" And he goes, I have no clue. He goes, I got here to open the bar this morning, and these pants are just laid flat on top of the bar. And to this day, we have no clue how it happened and what happened. They weren't soiled. They weren't burned. And Roy, I figured Kansas City bars close at 2. He got home at 6:30. He was walking around the city for fucking 4 hours with no pants.
No boxer shorts?
No. Partially.
He was going commando
partially during broad daylight. It's a wonder he didn't end up in jail or dead or with a new boyfriend. It's amazing. It is amazing. So talking to Roy now he's obviously a respectable grown up now. This was years and years and years ago. But talking to him now, he's like, Mike, sometimes I don't like to go to new places because I look at people, and if they look back at me and they make eye contact, I start to wonder if they were there.
Oh, that's great.
So, if you're listening, all three of you who are listening, and you know anything that happened on that night,
please email us.
Let us know. Or don't let us know. It's probably better that we don't know.
The mystery's better. Oh, fantastic. Whiskey Roy. What a legend.
Boom. Go Chiefs.
Cheers. Cheers, Michael. Until the next time.
I look forward to it.
It's only funny because it's true.
Indeed.
Not a bite.